So back to the story. Hi, Paul Slackus. Now we're having a meeting to talk about making sales at Good News Broadcast. My first thought, just an overall thought, is how important. How important. I got a director here now telling me to sit up straight. No, it's good because I don't look as heavy, right?
And well, the heart comes out really nice in the background.
The heart. So I got the heart at the Calhoun School for $2. You know, it was people were selling, trying to raise some money for the Calhoun School on 80th Street and West End Avenue. Great school, and I've carried that heart around with me for a long time, as I've carried my own heart around with me for a long time as well. And thank God it's a healthy heart. But I will say I do take Tricor to my cholesterol concerns. Okay, but everybody should consider. I mean, what is your cholesterol and your triglycerides? Huh? Huh? Answer up. If you don't know the answer to that, you're a schmuck. Okay, so it's very important. And it doesn't matter what age you are, because it's important to know that your triglycerides and your cholesterol is based on your genes. So it's your parents' cholesterol and your grandparents' cholesterol, and depending on how you think, it might even be somebody else. All right, so life moves forward like an animal. But some people say that I shouldn't say that, like a gorilla. Some people don't believe in that. But whatever you believe, the point of the matter is that we're all connected. So back to this situation at hand, which is selling Good News sponsorships and making our broadcast available for people to share the good things that they're doing, and we will then get that message out to as many people as we can, and that's nice. So the reason we're having this meeting is because we actually have new people who are working here to become sales team. And the key is the word team, one of the keys, because everybody can learn from everybody else's experience. And the more we know about like how you dealt with one client, then you won't have to relearn it with your client. You might then think about it. So if this situation occurred for better or for worse, you'll have a greater knowledge. So you always grow. And today's day and age, life is about social networking, okay? And social networking in the business world is more people on the same page produces a bigger opportunity for everybody. Now, I will say that one of the most important things here at Good News is lunch, okay? And that phone call very well might represent the lunch that we're going to have today. We're very happy when we do have lunch here. I'm always always very happy to have lunch, and I have brought my lunch because see, we had the July 4th party announcing the new Good News Planet. Oh, that wasn't the lunch?
No, it was, Dick.
Dick Frank, my buddy.
Yeah.
That's worse. Okay, he's my college roommate, and Dick and I are coming out with a show, the Dick and Paul show, and if that show can get sponsored, anything can get sponsored. Yeah, it's a very funny show because actually Dick is very funny. He's one of the most funny guys in the world. He is very conservative looking, his blonde hair, blue eyes, but he is a riot. He is very funny. So let's go to Dick. Okay, we'll clap that in here. All right, so what I want to say is this. We're 26 years later as a company. Our company evolved in something called multicultural marketing and advertising. And multicultural marketing and advertising, to a degree, and niche marketing, is a specialty in the world of marketing and advertising. So if you're going to go reach the Asian community or the European Polish community or whatever the ethnic group is, or you're going to reach the senior market or the gay market or whatever market it is, it's a niche. So what you need to do to be successful in that business is to know everything as much as you can, grassroots up, as we did with Good News, or with Milestone. Milestone is our corporation's name, and that's the legal entity. Good News Planet and a Good News Broadcast, all those things are divisions, and I will give an organization chart of which we have of how the company is broken down. The company basically is broken down. Milestone oversees the Good News Planet division here, and then we have the multicultural division if we decide to get into that, and then we have some research areas as well, which we were known for. But the niche part of what we do is in essence what social marketing is, and what marketing in today's day, 26 years later, is why I think Good News Planet can be so successful. Because what you do to succeed with web television nowadays, it's not necessarily a mass media. It can be mass media. I mean, if 500 million come to Good News and watch it, that's great, and you're going to probably catch all the niches within that. But if you don't have that kind of an audience, you could be very specific to whatever the subject matter is of some kind of a client. So say client X wants to reach out to, say, the Spanish community, or client S wants to reach out to Alzheimer's community. We can be very focused on the kinds of, one, programs we can create, two, and then how do we market those programs. PR and marketing is the key of the game, and that's what a client will want from us, is getting more people, more eyeballs, basically. One is eyeballs, two is sales. So every proposal that we make, and we have some examples of the proposals, will state. So we're going to take a look at a proposal right now. Okay, so I'm going to intro propose. Let's go to actually this proposal for a company. All right, I won't name the name of the company, but on this proposal, you're going to see, if we go to the Ray, Sarah, and John proposal, if you look at it right now, everybody I think has a copy of it. A little show and tell here. So we're looking at this proposal, and it's for a corporation, and this corporation is a do-good corporation. This corporation spends almost $1 billion a year on doing good. All right, they're a major corporation in the world, and they, because of the good things that they do, gives us an opportunity as a Good News Planet to make a relationship with them and to share the good things, because they're the kind of company we want. Practically all major corporations, the top Forbes 500 or Fortune 500, whatever barometer you use, all do good, because people, one, would not work for that corporation if they weren't doing good. Two, it's almost a mandatory aspect of running a good corporation. People would not go on the stock market and buy their shares. These are all considered things, and that's why they sponsor this and they do this. And then there's the tax write-off for charitable giving and so on and so forth. But it's also important to remember that advertising is a tax write-off as well. So when they spend a lot of money on advertising to bring in business, that's a tax write-off. It's just possibly in a different line item in a corporation's budget. But these are things you need to know. So the company that this proposal is made for, I'm going to read through this proposal because it has a lot of things. So we have a community-based concept. This company is supporting some nonprofits, and we tell them that for the last 13 years now, July 4th of this year was our 13th anniversary, July, creating our Good News broadcast, our Good News Now Planet. We've done a lot of stories on this company over the years. We haven't charged them for any of the stories. In our mind, because the stories that they've shared with us have been good news. So whatever their products are, they're good, and that's a-okay. And so we would talk about them. They would teach us about how to brush your teeth and how to have oral hygiene, or whether it was skin conditioning, or whether it was medical devices, or whatever it was. It was good content for good news. However, what we didn't do over all these years, I mean, we supported their message. We never really went back to them to then create a more individualized relationship, a better business model with them. These large companies spend a lot of money for that oral rinse and that medical supplies on network television and on national newspapers. But this sort of fell under their PR reign. So they wanted to share that content to a certain degree for free. What we suggest now, when we go back to them, is we suggest that let's make a more refined, responsible, respectful, greater outreach on our media. We're a media company. We're, in our mind, a TV station, and we are here to share the messages, just like CBS and just like New York Times, of this corporation. And we're here now also to make them part of our revenue for our organization. We're not asking just for an ad, a commercial, even though we could do that as well. We could take ad sponsorship. But we, in essence, I prefer, that we actually create a channel, a sponsorship channel for them. Because then it's a better relationship. Why don't you stay here? And Zen, do you mind running downstairs and getting because you were at this meeting yesterday? All right, so you just need to go and get it. It's lunchtime, everybody, and we're kind of happy about that. I don't know what everybody had, but I particularly like the tuna shish kebab over there at that restaurant. And we like restaurants. Actually, on Good News, it's important to realize that and this applies to this company we're speaking about, since they're in healthcare, 30 to 40% of this television broadcast, Good News broadcast, is health and wellness of the stories. So if you go down and look at the categories of the content that's on Good News, about 30 to 40% of the content are companies that have something to do with health and wellness. So what does that mean? That means there's those companies are companies that, one, see good news, the new cancer drug. It's two, it's sort of a mission of life affirming. We're very open to share that good news. We, in our own way, we don't let anybody say that their drug, in essence, is, I do our best not to say that their cancer drug is better than somebody else's cancer drug. I think it's just important, just as a doctor knows about this cancer drug, that cancer drug, and this cancer drug, and they also know that this one might be helpful for this person, this one will be helpful for this person. So we're accepting of the commentary. Prefer not the commentary that they're better than somebody else. That's sort of a standard procedure and operation. And in fact, with our upcoming ability for somebody to put a comment on Good News, we are going to request that they sign an oath to not disrespect the fact that on this television broadcast, we request that nobody has anything negative to say about any person, any place, any service, any subject or anything. We just don't want to hear, if you don't have something, I've said this many times, we just want to hear positive thoughts or your thoughts, because in essence, there's always two sides of every thought in life. So just give us what you think is your positive thought and not negate anybody else's claim to it. So that's a mission, and that's important for sales. Once again, almost everything I talk about is so we can make a sale, because a corporation, these are very pristine. This is top 10 corporations in the world, okay? They run the stock market based upon this 20 corporations. That's what is it, the S&P or whatever, is based on 20 corporations on whether they're going up or down. And when you see what the stock market goes up and down, it's based on one of these corporations we're talking about right now. Okay, that's how powerful they are in the world, because the American stock market happens to be quite a successful market, and the business of America is very powerful. So what I think we're going to do right now, is just giving a little background right now. I think that's probably enough. I know it's brilliant material, and but I think we're going to put a halt on it for now. We're going to have a lunch. Please, I suggest for you to go have lunch also, and then come back, and we're going to go to part 2 of how to, because see, here's the real reason, okay? We want to have everybody in the world on Good News and on a movie that we are going to be giving to Facebook, okay? We are going to broadcast this movie on Facebook called The Good News Movie, and anybody in the world will be welcomed to put their good news onto our movie. And so then what you would do, and it seems like Facebook liked the idea. Yay! All right, so with that in mind, we would like, and we're probably going to have some, we got to make some money, okay? You know, I got grandkids, you know, let's get realistic here. All right, we can't continue on with this kind of philanthropic total experience. We have a lot of people in here that need to make a living, pay rent. So we'll charge a little bit of money and for you to put your comment on the Good News Movie, and that'll be great. We'll give something to the provider of the broadcast rights, the Facebook people, and we'll take some, and maybe we'll put some for some charity too, because it's just of the reality of who we are. And so, but we want everybody in the world to share their good news. Okay, that's very, very important to us, that everybody has a place to share good news, and that the world knows that 7 billion, I'd love to have 7 billion shows on the Good News Movie, and that's a movie that never ends. Because see, we are doing this project called Text for Baby, and that is about maternal things. And like when you have the babies, then you got a new world, right? And you got new people. So they keep coming out, you know, we keep going. They say, you know, 40 million in the next 20 years, blah, blah, blah. That's another 20 million people can put their message on here. So we're going to go have lunch now. Thank you very much. And that's it. Okay, so it's lunchtime.